Good evening. It is Monday the 10th of June. It's about 11:30 in the evening again. I had some lovely emails come in yesterday and this morning with some really amazing feedback from my vendors from the market. It was a really good, I was in a pretty good mood to begin with, but boosted my mood even more. So that was fab. I'm hoping to get some feedback from a few more as well, but hey, some is better than none. And so far it's all been overwhelmingly positive, which is great. So yeah, I spent the morning doing admin bits. I have emailed the venue manager with some potential dates for the next market. So we shall see what happens. Watch this space. I have then spent most of this afternoon working on Salazzle for Ned. She now has a neck and the beginnings of a body. It's all looking a bit lumpy bumpy at the moment, but it's only stuffed to like there. So this will all even out once I've got the stuffing in. Yeah, it's coming along okay. I've got a pipe cleaner in here, sort of up into the head and here, just to kind of give this a little bit of extra stability, and it might make it posable once it's fully stuffed as well. I'm not sure how well that's going to work. But hopefully it's just giving it a little bit of extra stability. This is taking a lot of brain power. I think I've mentioned before, I am designing this completely from scratch. It's the first time I've ever designed an amigurumi or anything 3D. I've not done a lot of pattern design in general, so it's very much row by row. I haven't had to redo much. I think I said yesterday I had to frog and redo like half the face, but only the once, really. And I don't think I've had to redo any of the bits I've done today. So far, so good. And then this evening, I've been working on another strip of the Midwife Mile a Minute blanket. Yeah, I'm still loving it, basically. There is a jump in the colour on this strip because the first cake of yarn ran out here, and the next cake of yarn, both ends were in this kind of colour spectrum. I think one end was slightly deeper than the other, but overall it's, they were both in the orangey, reddy end of the colour spectrum that it goes through. And I couldn't be bothered to try and find a bit where the colour matched, so I just went, sod it, it's only for me, it doesn't matter, and just started, carried on with the start of the cake. And this will actually mean that I'll always know that that's where the second cake started, which I quite like, actually. I don't know, I just find that oddly pleasing. So I've got all of this yarn still left to work through. Hang on. Hopefully that'll stop the beeping. I think this is strip number 6. So if my tension remains the same, I'm 2/3 of the way through this one. So no, 3/4 of the way through this one. So roughly 5.5 strips from the first cake. So in theory, 5.5 strips from the second cake, which will make 11 altogether. Hopefully it'll work out that way. We shall see. It doesn't really matter if not. but that would put that jump in the colour slap bang in the middle as well, which should again just be quite pleasing for me. And that's that. I've done a few notes for my podcast, which I intend to record tomorrow and then just get out as quickly as possible because it's later than usual. I do need to finish making the notes and just make sure I've got everything to hand. In fact, I'll take some stuff upstairs with me when I go up to bed in a minute. The drawstring bags that I was making that I didn't get finished for the market on Saturday, I've decided, I think, to just forgo lining them for now because I cannot be bothered to do it all by hand. It'll take me so long and I can't figure out how to unjam a sewing machine, and at the moment I cannot afford to get someone to fix it or to buy a new one, whichever option ends up being necessary. So it's just going to have to go back to gathering dust for a bit. And if I carry on with the mosaic crochet for the majority of them, or at least other dense stitches, then the fact that they're not lined isn't a big deal. Obviously it depends what people want to put in them, but for the majority of things you wouldn't need a lining. Things are going to stay inside the bag anyway, so I'm going to finish off the ones I've done. I did add a lining to one, I might take it back out. Just finish those off, and that'll just be crocheting at the bottom on them and making sure that the cords are all finished off. I might add some beads or something like that to the cords to make them pretty, and then hopefully they'll be ready for my next market that I'm going to on this Saturday coming. And I'm going to try and get a couple more done as well, I think, because they're reasonably quick to work up, and the more I've got, the better. That's it. Ned's at Comic Club tomorrow after school. Got that again for the last few weeks of school. So I've got an extra hour or so before I have to be parent again tomorrow afternoon. So that's good. Get a bit of extra work done. So yeah, that's it. So I'm off to bed. I'll be back tomorrow. Night night.